Are we filming? Yes, we certainly are. So another mail time. Got quite a few things to get through today. One of them I've already opened, but I put it back in so I can open it again. I'm very much focused today on pens. Because I'm trying some different things. As you know, what have we got here? Let's just show you these. So, typically I am using, apart from, I've got a whole stack of Kaweco fountain pens, classic sport fountain pens. I tend to use the Pilot G2 with the broad nib, the 1 millimeter nib, as it were, point, and then the Pilot V7. I've certainly used this one for 30 years. I like that a lot. But I'm just focusing on some different. I'm testing different pens, basically. Some of which I will review. I'm going to be doing a. Whoops, a daisy. I'm going to be doing a test of pens that to see whether the ink has got some element of ability to withstand water damage soon. And also the thing I want to start doing is testing of paper. I mean, lots of people do this, but I want to do it too. So without further ado, let me show you this one first. I'm careful not to reveal my address here, but what have we got here? So I decided to buy several cheap disposable fountain pens, or fairly disposable. This is described as a Jinhao transparent fountain pen. Cost me £3.99 here in the UK. And I'll leave some affiliate links in the description if you're interested. But okay, so some 5 blue standard cartridges. This is actually not as cheap as I thought. It's kind of it's got a converter as well. So I'm kind of assuming that what I can do with this is just either use or remove the converter. Can I open it like this? Not sure. It's got an O-ring here. Let's take the O-ring out. Yes, there we go. So I can take the converter out. I mean, it's quite interesting that you get the converter as well as some cartridges. I mean, that's okay. I don't know where these are made, but it's fairly cheap. And I am going to not do a writing test in a mail time, but I will do a writing test at some point. Let's put it back together again. I quite like the idea of having a transparent demonstration pen, as it were, because I want to be able to see how much ink is in the converter, as it were. So we will see whether that writes nicely or not, but cheap enough at £3.99. Okay, this one is not. I mean, it's still relatively cheap, but let me see if I can just open it like this and see if I've got. There's obviously a note in here. Let me move it off camera to just take out my invoice, as it were. So let me do this. And so what have we got here? We have a classic sport, and I'm hoping this is blue. Hopefully it's blue. Lovely, lovely jubbly. And this is a fine nib. I've got several of these. And I just find them really, really nice, portable, and it's cool. Now, what's going on inside? I wonder whether that is a cartridge that's just been... It's just got a cartridge. Yes, it has. Fantastic. Well, I mean, it looks clean enough. It looks new. Doesn't look used. So I'm happy that is a new pen. Sometimes I fill the actual barrel. I put some silicone grease here, just on these threads here, and I just fill the whole thing with ink and take a risk that it's not going to leak in my pocket or my bag. But I think with this one, I'm going to just use the proper cartridge. But how much did this cost? £20.41, which is a bit obscure as a price. So this, interestingly, came all the way from Jersey. I mean, it's to do with the tax, isn't it? But this was, I didn't have to pay any duty or VAT or any handling fees, because this came with the vendor already prepaid the tax that was due, so I didn't have to pay any handling fees. So that's a sensible option for sellers who want to smooth the difficulties with the VAT rules now. But anyway, so that came from Jersey, £20.41. That's actually a very, very good price compared to a typical price for a Kaweco Classic Sport of £25 or thereabouts. So that's my slightly more expensive pen. I mean, £20 is expensive for me for a fountain pen, but cheap for others. But there we go. Okay, so we've got another parcel here. I did go overboard, but you know, I love a bargain, even if I don't need the item. If it's a bargain, I'm going to buy it. And I kid myself that this is for testing purposes, but I don't necessarily need everything in here. But what have we got? So we've got a Zebra disposable fountain pen. I'm not sure how much this costs. It's £2.18. It's got a 0.6 millimeter point, but I'm going to look forward to... I have got some Zebra ballpoint pens. Oh dear, my cheap IKEA scissors are biting the dust here. Let's see if I can get this out without cutting my fingers open. Right, so it's an unusual design. Is this second hand? I don't know, but look at this. Look at the state of this. It's a bit interesting. So has that been chewed by someone's teeth? I don't know. It's unusual to have this. I think there's been a label and they've sent it back. I don't know. We will see. That does actually look as if it's been used, to be honest, and presumably sent back. Interesting. Who knows? But we're going to test that out. What else have we got? Well, incidental to my Flatability channel. Okay, so a couple of SD cards for one of my older digital cameras. Let's put those up there. Okay, so just as let's try these. Okay, these are I can't remember what these actually are, but let's give it a go. So this is like a bulk purchase. Remember, these are disposable fountain pens, and I'm just curious. So I thought I'd buy a whole stack of them, because how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and there's 12 of these. 12 disposable fountain pens, and they've got the ink in there. Let's just check to see whether it works. Yep, the ink is there. But I was just curious. I mean, they're similar to the I can't remember which one, but anyway, there's 12 of these. But this is perhaps the extraordinary thing. So there are 12 fountain pens, and the total price for 12 of these is $7.99. I can't even pronounce the name, but it's IHMEIJU. So there we go. But these, it's going to be interesting because these cost a lot less than £1 each, and they compare very, very favourably price-wise to something like a Pilot. Oh no, that's a Frixion. Have we got a Pilot in here? Oh, can't even reach it, but never mind. But my Pilot G2s cost well over £2 each, even if I buy them in bulk, and I get through maybe one a week. So that's like 60. No, I'm just trying to work out. I'm paying over £150 a year just for Pilot G2s, and so those costs stack up. So I am going to be experimenting with these, simply because I have a hunch that this is going to be, so long as they write nicely, and obviously I'm going to test that in a future review. I am curious as to whether or not this might be a more cost-effective writing tool than my Pilot G2, which, I mean, it is quite an expense because I write so much. So the jury's out, but we will see. So what else have I got in here? Right. So this isn't pens, but I just want to show you these because I was talking about these in a previous video, and I absolutely love these. Of all the notebooks I have tried, and I have tried a few, I like these. I like these because they have one thing that is really... I don't have any nails. I chew my nails. One of the things I like, they're made by a company called Rety. I don't know where they're made. Probably China. 100 GSM paper, and they're £4 each, so $7.99 a pair. But the two things I like about this is, one, they've got an elasticated strap there, so you can fit a pen here. Let me put one of these disposable fountain pens there, and that enables you to open this without having to faff about with the actual pen being the pen loop here. So I quite like that. And also the other thing I like with these is, if I can remove the elasticated strap, is the fact that they're all numbered. So 156 pages, and the actual, I do like this, and I'm going to be testing. Obviously, if I am going to be using more fountain pens, I need, ideally, to have paper that will not give much in the way of feathering or bleed through. So, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a demo with this book in particular. But I've got several of these now, so I thought, do you know what? I'll buy a couple more. Doesn't do any harm to buy more stuff. That is my argument. See, I'm convincing myself, aren't I, successfully. Now, what have we got in here? Okay, I've bought some envelopes. It's always handy to have some envelopes, A5 envelopes. Let me put that there, balance that on the shelf. Do we have any more pens in here? Yes, we do. So the final thing are, they call them Tyson Disposable Fountain Pens. It says, for school, office, gift supplies, 6 pieces. Well, whatever, make that of that whatever you will. But these cost, they're slightly more expensive, if you can call them expensive. So £5.98 for 6 of these. And again, they're disposable, they're pre-filled with ink. They're very, very similar to these ones. They are almost identical, but the interesting thing is just the cap is slightly different. But who knows? They're probably made in the same factory. They've both got, it says Snow White on there, Snow White FP20. So okay, so they're going to be the same, aren't they? Even though they have a different trade name, they are. Basically, apart from the fact that the cap has a slightly different design, they are the same. So I've ended up with 12 for £7.99 and 6 for how much were they? These were 6 for £5.98, so they're £1 each, or I could have paid an extra £2 to get 12, and I did over there, but they're okay. So what we've got are, so those pens, so 6, another 12, and then we've got a lovely Kaweco Classic Sports, some Rety Notebooks, a Zebra disposable fountain pen. There's another one of those. Then what was this one? This was a Jin Hao for £3.99, but relatively expensive. But you get the some cartridges, and then I bought some other things, didn't I? Some envelopes and some more SD cards. But a bit of a haul. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be testing. I've probably got about 20 pens and fountain pens. I really want to do some testing here to see whether they stand up to water damage, which is something that I'm really, really keen to discover. But also, I'm going to be testing for bleed through and feathering on various papers I use, including some of these notebooks. Not just for cheap ones like this, but also rhodia and moleskin. So a full gamut of interest there, hopefully. But apart from saying thank you very much, and just apart from saying thank you very much, I will leave some affiliate links in the description. And for those of you who are using my affiliate links, thank you very much. It just helps me to acquire more stuff for testing. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you. So, bye-bye.